Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be covering defend the top mount against a front choke. First of all, we need to define what that means. The first thing you need to understand is that for some reason you've ended up on the floor, or you were on your bed or something, you were laying down, and the attacker has jumped on top of you in what we call top mount. Now we're going to use a traditional top mount. There are variations of this, but we're going to start with something basic so you know where to work from. Alright? So Mr. Xander is going to be my helper here. He's going to jump in top mount and choke me. So the very first rule of being on the floor is never be flat. So if I'm laying down, I don't want to be laying down completely exposed like this. I want to immediately, when I hit the floor, start trying to curl up into a ball so that I can defend myself. And from there, I want to start getting up on my side. But say that I didn't have time to do that. He is now sitting on top of me. What he's done is he's got his knees on either side of me, and he's sitting his hips down onto mine so that I can't move around well. From here, one of two things is likely to happen. They're going to start punching you, which we're not dealing with today, or they're going to choke you. So now he's choking me. People who do this are generally trying to slam your head into the floor as well. They're not just sitting here with a choke. They're generally lifting your head up and smashing you into the floor. So you want to use your abdominal muscles to curl up like you're doing a crunch or a sit-up to keep you from getting your head smashed onto the floor. Now, just like doing a standing front choke, my hands are going to come up to a guard position. I'm going to take one hand and go inside his arms from the bottom. Then I'm going to take the other hand and stay on the outside. From here, I'm going to go to that palm to palm or gable grip, hands turn sideways and pull. Now, I'm keeping my body up. I'm going to take my hands and pull down into his elbow. Now, a lot of people try to pull toward the outside here, and it kind of works, but it leaves me without control of that arm. So instead, what I want to do is I want to actually pull his arm down toward his own belt knot, toward my belly button here. So I'm going to collapse in. Now you can hear my voice is already changing a little bit because there's no more pressure on my neck from this side. He can still do some stuff with this side, but I've got control of this arm. I'm going to maintain control of that arm. You don't need to let it go. Once I've got control of this, I'm going to try to take the leg on the same side and trap his foot if I can. From here, with my feet flat on the ground, both feet flat on the ground, I'm going to bridge my hips and try to lift him up off the floor. Keeping my chin tucked, lifting as high as I can. Now, you notice that he's unstable, so now I'm going to roll toward this side where he can't reach out and stop himself. As soon as I get to this position, I'm going to start trying to get out of what we call the guard, because I don't want him to wrap his legs around here and control me. So what I need to do is I need to put my hands on his hips, and then I'm going to try to pop up to one knee. So I'm going to take the knee that's closest to him, whichever one that happens to be, and I'm going to try to pop it up between his feet. That keeps him from grabbing on and gives me some options for escaping. From here, I'm going to start pushing and standing and getting away from him. All right? Let me show that to you from another angle. This time I'm going to be head on so you can see the feet a little bit better, or see the hands a little bit better. All right, so here we are. He's got me choked. He's trying to slam my head into the floor. I immediately curl up into a ball. Hand goes in between. Gable grip. Collapse the arm. You may have to hit him a couple of times. You might even have to do a little distraction here before you pop that arm down. You need to hit with as much power as you can. From here, trap the foot, bridge and roll. Immediately put the hands on the hips and start looking up to this guy to make great posture. If my head is down, all he's got to do is grab my head. And now I'm stuck. So I immediately start looking up to the sky, locking those elbows, pop up to one knee, push back and away, and start creating distance from the bad guy. I'm going to show that to you one more time without anybody on top of me. So here I am on the floor. I've made my great shell position here. I'm reaching underneath, palm to palm grip, pulling to the hips, lifting, and rolling over. I want to follow the bad guy up. I don't want to end up on my side where we're sitting here fighting for position. I want to follow him up so that I get on top of him and can get that knee underneath me. All right, guys, there is your escape top mount with the two-hand front choke. Hope you guys can work on that at home. Please do so safely and don't try to choke anybody.